Welcome to Team Play TV. Today we got one of the worst fucking bands in the fucking world, the Tennessee Logjammers. These guys are so fucking washed up. Today we're going to discuss how their fucking guitarist died and their rise to glory and their fall from glory. So take all your clothes off and oil yourself up, because this is going to be one greasy ass ride. 1979, three fuckheads by the name of Daniel Taylor, Lucky Locks, and Pedro Sanchez all get together for a high school battle of the bands. They were an instant hit, but they got expelled from school for squirting pig's blood on the audience. They met at Pedro's house soon after. They discussed how they were destined for something greater, and that's when it struck them. They began playing music, and soon they started to realize what they truly had become. The Tennessee Logjammers were born. They took the titles of Pedro Sanchez, the All-American rock singer, Lucky Locks on guitar, and Dirty Dirty Dan. Their rise to glory was very slow. They started by playing venues at karaoke bars and open mic nights. It wasn't until the trio discovered crystal meth and heroin. After that, they soon signed their soul to the devil, and their rise to glory became a lot quicker. But it wasn't always easy for the band. They soon discovered that their fame was tearing them apart. Most of their gigs started ending in giant bar fights, with Pedro either hurting somebody, taking his nuts out, or Lucky Lots almost overdosing. It wasn't until one day they met a man who would change their lives forever. Richard Rammer. He was a child molester looking motherfucker, but he knew how to run a band. Soon after, Richard Rammer signed on to be their band manager, and that's when the Tennessee Logjammers soon took off. Years later, today, in the basement, we are interviewing the Tennessee Logjammers. Here are some of their accounts and the best moments they've ever had in their rise to glory.
My memories of the band, I gotta say that my fondest memory was our Tijuana tour in 1986. We were down in Mexico, obviously, and Pedro Sanchez got himself in a little bit of a mess. He, a adoring fan, if you would, OD with cocaine blown out of his asshole. And actually, the Federales were not at all impressed with him. I mean, I thought it was an impressive feat, but the Federales didn't. And they threw his ass in Mexican prison. I don't know if you've ever been in Mexican prison, but it's not a place you want to be, especially, if you're someone like Pedro Sanchez's size, because they like him. And long story short, there was some fellatio with the Mexican judge and some things that I still won't admit to this day. I'm honestly not proud of it at all. And there are a lot of things I will do, but there are some things I just don't talk about. But we got him home. We got him home safe. And the fan...
The glory days of the band. Back in the day, it'd be me and Lucky. We'd write a song and we'd take it over to Pedro and he'd okay it, and then it would quickly become art. We'd do that. We'd made tons of hits, and being the drummer, I would always hit the backstage rider. We'd get super fucking drunk before the band played, and then we'd just go out there and we'd let people come up on stage, man. Then we'd beat the shit out of them. It was just a good time. I remember this one time, Pedro, he took his shirt off, and the show ended up turning upside down because one crazed fan came up and tried to suck on his nipples, and Pedro, he took the mic stand and beat it over the fan's head, and after that a sort of a riot ensued outside of the place, and mosh pits, and we had to make it out of there. We got on the bus and got out of the town before the police got to show up and take us.
So as a die-hard fan, what was your favorite memory with the band?
I remember this one time I did coke off of Pedro Sanchez's asshole.
Alright, so we just flew into Mexico for a concert across the border, and I smuggled in a little balloon full of cocaine in my asshole. But it was after the show, it went real smooth. I had this fan come up to me. He said he was my biggest fan. He wanted to sniff cocaine off my asshole. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, I'm down for cool shit. So he was just sniffing, and this baggie of cocaine just burst and it blew all over his face, man. He fucking OD'd and shit. Man, that was crazy. I killed a guy with my asshole with cocaine.
The glory days were very good to the Jammers. They soon started doing drugs every day and fucking hookers and going to flop houses. Brothels were an everyday occasion. They even went on to sell multiple platinum records. Things were looking up for the Jammers, But it all soon came crashing down when their guitarist, Lucky Locks, had passed away. Getting the Jammers to talk about the death of their bandmate wasn't easy, but after a little bit of persuasion in the form of drugs and semi-automatic handguns, we got them to talk.
How do I feel about Lucky Locks? He was the very fabric that held us together. He was the glue of the band. Lucky had issues. After his mother passed after our Tijuana tour, he wasn't the same. I mean, he started doing drugs. I mean, more so than the rest of us. I mean, I do a lot of fucking cocaine. But he did more than me. And he had this red Mustang, and I mean, he loved it. He cherished it. And one night, I guess he just gone on a bender, and he crashed it right into a tree. But at the same time, as he was driving, you see, when he crashed into the tree, he was playing a game called Polish Roulette. And I'm sure you're all familiar with the game Russian Roulette. You know, you take the revolver, you hold it over your head, you spin, you point at your head, click, you live, bang, you die. He tried to play Polish Roulette. It's a little more extreme. You see, Lucky liked to one-up everyone. You know, his bass lines, one above the rest, one above Van Halen. His cocaine habits, one above me, and that's very difficult achievement. His risky behavior habits, one up, and that's what Polish Roulette was. Because the thing about Polish Roulette is, it's played with a semi-automatic pistol, and it just goes click. But instead of going click, it goes bang. And after that car crash, that bang kind of happened. We weren't the same.
The night Lucky died, I remember we were over at Pedro's place. Me, Rick, and Pedro, we were all enjoying some drug and hookers, and his mom made pizza puffs for us, and we're just having a good time. And Lucky came around, and shit went crazy, and next thing I knew, he was gone. I mean, that dude was like a brother to me, and we lost him that night, and the band never was the same without him. He was an artist. He was the heart and soul of the band.
Man, the night Lucky Locks died, holy shit, that was a fucking awesome night. We were doing cocaine and we were fucking the same bitches. That's called Eskimo Brothers, by the way. Oh man, and we were doing 8 balls and he just got real depressed. He took my handgun and he stormed out and went over to his little red Mustang and just started driving. I think he always had this thing about one-upping everybody, so he was going to do some Polish roulette with my semi-automatic handgun, that crazy motherfucker.
You know, after the death of Lucky Locks, we just weren't ever the same. But I mean, you know, I think we all got to move on. You know, Van Halen, didn't have Van Halen for a while. I think Pedro has something to say about it.
Well, I really thought about blowing my brains out a couple times, but I just take a bump of cocaine from Rick here, and I feel good after that. I maybe do some 8 balls, but, you know, it's never been the same without Lucky Locks.
Yeah, we thought many times that the band was gonna just fall apart from there, and then we found a new place for ourselves. We found drugs, and we started experimenting with heroin, oxycodons, and all sorts of anything you can inject.
LSD Mach 5?
Yeah, LSD Mach 5. Anything you can inject, snort, or snuff, or fucking smoke, we did it, you know. And that's what got us through the hard times.
Fucking right we did. Fucking right we did.
We cremated Lucky Locks, and we made him into a joint with some weed, and we dipped it in some wet, and then we smoked the shit out of him.
Yeah, we smoked Lucky Locks.
I woke up the next day in some pigeon coop in upstate New York, and that was definitely a ride. It was definitely a ride, and I think that's the best way to remember him. That's the best way to remember Lucky Locks, is waking up in some stranger's pigeon coop.
Yeah. Lucky Locks, he took us to all these places around the country. He had friends in Seattle, St. Louis. He had friends all over. He was a crazy motherfucker, and it wasn't one night went by that we'd have a good time with him. We'd end up in random flop houses, and we'd end up drunk on the streets, waking up naked next to whole hordes of
and brothels
men.
with herbal, Viagra.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the time Lucky he decided to down an entire container of Viagra, and I think he was going hard for a good 16 hours. Yeah. I never seen
some
that.
people go hard in the paint, and he was going hard in the tank.
His dick was like red, and the veins were just popping out.
Yeah, I didn't think one man could fuck that much, and then I think
He showed us all.
Yeah, they were snorting heroin off his
God rest his
cock.
soul.
Good man right there.
He did so many. We did so many drugs. It looked like I was pissing straight LSD. God damn.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that's we have truly
It's
honored.
what he would have wanted.
It's what he would have wanted.
And there you have it, the story of the Tennessee Logjammers. We don't know if they'll ever make any more music, but one thing's for certain, they'll probably all die of a drug addiction. Thank you and good night. Now it's time for panhandling. 1 like equals 1 prayer for the soul of Lucky Locks, and 1 subscribe equals 1 baggie of cocaine shoved straight up Pedro Sanchez's rectum. With no lube, of course.
Tight and unrelaxed ass, it's an unhappy ass.
I heard you ordered a plumber.
Yeah, I did.
Turn around, baby. I'm gonna show you how to clean them pipes.
No, you can do it from here. Let me
No, baby. Turn around.
demonstrate, baby. Oh.
Turn around. I'm gonna clean them pipes.
Now talk with your tummy.
Turn around, baby.
Talk with your tummy. I want to hear
Hi,
you.
Carl. Hey, Carl. Hey. Not on there, man.
Oh shit! You weren't supposed to see that. My name is not Rick Jammer. I'm not manager of the Jammers. You know, I don't know this guy. Guys, we're gonna have to keep.